receiving teachers, receiving students, and Sevenis.
Hello, Miss V.
Thank you. You may be seated. Okay, up the front here, we have one recapping activity that I'd like us to go through as a group in answering the blank spaces. We are to fill in the blank spaces that are on this chart here about the different units of time. The instruction says, fill in the blank spaces. I have written my answers on these flashcards. So I will be just asking you, and you are going to give me the correct answer or the correct unit that will go into those blank spaces. I understand you have gone through this with the previous teacher in your last lesson. So it's just a recapping activity before we move on to our lesson topic for today. Okay, let's have a look at the chart now. The first one is completed. 60 seconds is equals to 1 minute. Let's have a look at the second column or second row. One answer is given, the other one is left blank. What unit of time makes an hour? Evelyn?
$60 minutes.
60 minutes, is it correct? Yes. We agree, yes, very good. 60 minutes is equals to 1 hour. I'll just put it on the side. 24 hours equals to, Volta? 24 hours.
One day.
1 day, very good. Okay, we have 24 hours is equals to 1 day. How many blank makes 1 week? Agnes?
Seven days.
Very good. 7 days makes 1 week. Or 7 days is equals to 1 week. 2 weeks is equals to what? Tara?
Days.
2 weeks is equals to 14 days. I'm still looking for another answer. We can say 14 days, but there is something that represents the answer to that blank space. 2 weeks is equals to John.
One fortnight.
Very good. 2 weeks is equals to 1 fortnight. We work for 2 weeks and then we get our fortnight pay. What makes a month? Vaguely?
Four weeks.
Very good. 4 weeks is equals to 1 month. There are 4 weeks that makes up 1 month. "12 months is equals to Isaac.
One year.
Very good. 12 months makes up 1 year. And class, the last one. 1 year. Okay, very good. In front of me, I have 365 days is equals to 1 year. Okay, these are the answers to the table that I have drawn up for us to do as our recapping activity. To those students who still cannot remember, I encourage you to look through the table and try to remember those different units that makes up the other units. Okay, we will now move on to our lesson topic for today. Our lesson topic for today, 24-hour clock. We all deal with time in our classrooms, in our everyday life. But do we really know the different times that we're supposed to be reading? So class and also to the receiving students, I'd like us to pay attention when we are going through this lesson. There are some important points that we need to remember or follow when we are dealing with 24-hour time or when we are using a 24-hour clock. Okay, let's have a look at what we have here up on the PowerPoint. Who can tell us what is this here? What do we call this round shape here? It is in a form of a, come on, 7 is? Any? Ruth?
Analog.
Okay, analog. Okay, this is in a form of a clock face, and the type of time that we read from this clock face is we read it in analog form, where we are dealing with the hour end, the minute end, and the second end. So what I was asking for is, this is a clock face. Inside this clock face, we have numbers ranging from 1 to 12. So following 70s and receiving students, AM times are read from 1 to 12. When we are referring to a 24-hour time or reading from a 24-hour clock, that time starts from 1. Remember 12, after 1 o'clock it would be, who can tell us? If you have any idea. Inside we have 12. This is a 12-hour clock. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock up until 12 midday or 12 noon. After 12, what is the number? What is the number after 12? Remember, we are dealing with a 24-hour clock here. John? Very good. After 12, we will now start with 13. And it goes right around to, what would be the last number? 24. And that is how we read the 24-hour time. So the 24-hour times are, I will now show it from the PowerPoint. 24-hour time is read after 12 o'clock or 12 midday. So we have 13, 14, 15, 16 up until 24. 2400 hours in the night. So this is during the day, 12 o'clock during the day. So as we go through our lesson for today, there are points that we need to remember. So you look at the clock face that I have here. Inside I have numbers showing or referring to a 12-hour clock, 1 to 12, and numbers outside the clock face represents the 24-hour time. Okay, these are the main points that we need to remember when we are doing the activity. 24-hour time is expressed as 4-digit numbers. It's written using 4 digits or 4 numbers. For example, 0300. In fact, the time is 3 o'clock. But if we are to write this in a 24-hour time, we have 10 in front of 3 to make this time as 4 digits in 24-hour time. 2300, 11 o'clock in the night. 1530, in the afternoon. 15 it's 3, and 30 is half. So it's 3:30. Looking at it very carefully, there is no column number that will separate the 4 digits. They are all written close together. Are we following 7 is? Okay, that is how we write 24-hour time. You also have the same in your worksheet. Okay, looking at the second point, to convert PM times between 12 midday or PM and 12 midnight to 24-hour time, we add 12 hours and write the 4 digits. So we have 12 hours during the day. We add it with the whatever time that is given in order for us to have it written in the 4 digits. So having in mind, PM is past, AM is times in the morning before lunchtime. PM refers to times after lunch till 12 o'clock midnight. And our last point, time can be measured on a 12-hour scale, where you use AM for times before midday, and you use PM for times after midday. Midday refers to 12 noon or 12 o'clock. Okay, we will now look at some of the examples that how this can be applied, AM times or PM times. There shouldn't be any writing. We are still going through what we will be learning. These are some of the examples of how AM times can be written. Let's have a look at the first one. 2 AM represents 2 o'clock in the morning. Looking at it very carefully, it is AM, 2 AM in the morning, not 2 PM. 2 PM will be written differently from what we have here. Okay, 2 AM is the same as 2 o'clock in the morning, and it can be written as 0200 hours in 24-hour time. 11 AM is 11 o'clock in the morning. Can be written or is written as 1100 hours. Okay, looking at these 2 examples and also others that we have gone through, we will go through this together just to see if we can still remember from these 2 examples here. How is 9 AM written in 24-hour time? 9 AM, remember, it is in the morning. Can we have somebody apart from the ones that are putting their hands up? Ruben, loud and clear. Ruben is going to give us the solution to how 9 AM can be written in a 24-hour time or as a 24-hour time.
0900.
Very good. 0900. And that is what we have from the PowerPoint. That is how 9 a.m. is written as in 24-hour time. Let's move on now to PM time, times after midday. Have a look at what we have from the PowerPoint. 1 p.m. is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, after lunch, or after 12 midday. It's written as, can you see the difference now? We are not going to write 1 or 0100, but it must be written as 1300 hours. After lunch, remember from the analog clock phase, 13 starts after 12 o'clock. So this is how 1 o'clock in the afternoon can be written as in 24-hour time. 7 is, are we following? 1300 hours comes after 12 midday. So that is how we write 1 o'clock in the afternoon as in a 24-hour time. 9 p.m., remember the example that we went through was 9 a.m. in the morning, and our friend gave the answer as 0900. For this case, it is 9 o'clock in the evening or in the night. And this is how it can be written, 2100 hours. Now we will have one or somebody to give us the time. How is 10 p.m. in the evening written in 24-hour time? Okay, Maria?
Two 2200.
2200, is it correct?
Yes.
2200, let's cross-check to see. Okay. 10 o'clock in the night or in the evening, written as in 24-hour time is 2200 hours. That's in 24-hour time. Times that are read outside the analog clock phase. Okay, we should now know how to write those different times from 12-hour time to 24-hour time or vice versa. Okay, we have 3 exercises. Exercise 1, you are to write each of the following times using the 24-hour clock. Take note of the different times that are given. 10:20 a.m., 11:30 a.m., 6:30 p.m. You are to convert these times, 12-hour time to 24-hour time. Should you have any questions to ask, do not hesitate to ask. You can discuss with your friends if you are still confused. I'll be coming around to check your work. For those who have finished, I'd like you to raise your hand. We'll check this again. Can you check this one again? Check this again. We'll cross check with the phone. It should be more, but we have to cross check. Is it AM or PM? AM or PM?
18:30 afternoon PM or 0630 because I had my answer as this
This is in the morning.
in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, I corrected mine. It's 18:30 180 because PM. Thank you.
Number 2, you are to convert each of the following 24-hour times to 12-hour time. Take note, these times are given in 24-hour time. You cannot see any columns shown to differentiate the numbers or separate the numbers. So that numbers are given in 24-hour time. I'd like you to write your time as in 12-hour time and also include whether AM or PM. Is it in the morning or in the night? To the receiving teacher, we are now working on exercise number 2. You ask your students to convert these 24-hour times to 12-hour time. Do assist if they need any assistance.
Which one I think? AM or PM? You write AM or PM next to your time. Check them again.
Remember writing times in 24 using a 24-hour clock. The numbers should be written in 4 digits. not 3, not 2.
AM or PM?
Don't forget exercise number 2. You include either it's in the morning AM or PM in the afternoon after midday or in the night.
Put the hour. Con.
For those students who have finished and would like me to check your work, I'll be collecting your worksheets straight after our lesson to check through them and mark. So you hold on to that. Make sure you write your names on those worksheets. Walking around, most students have finished the 2 activities, which is very good. And I hope we are not copying answers from our friends. You should be doing it on your own so that you know how to write the different times using a 12-hour clock or a 24-hour clock. So 7 East and receiving students, these are the 2 activities that you should have completed. If you haven't finished, I encourage you to complete that for homework. For those who have finished, we'll be collecting your books for marking. Okay, we have our 2 summary points for our lesson. 24-hour time is expressed as 4-digit numbers. For example, 0300, 2300 or 2300, 1530. So remember, in a 24-hour time, there is no colon that separates the digits or the numbers. You will see that they're written close together. That is how you write your 24-hour times. To convert PM times between 12 midday or PM and 12 midnight to 24-hour time, add 12 hours and write the 4 digits. So for bright learners, this is one way that you can apply when you are trying to convert a time to 24-hour time or 12-hour time to 24-hour time. our last point. Time can be measured on a 12-hour scale, where you use AM for times before midday, and you use PM for times after midday. Midday refers to 12 noon or 12 o'clock. We have our key phrase for our lesson, 24-hour clock. To the receiving teacher, our next lesson topic is on timetable. I'd like us to look through some examples of the different timetables, or do small research on what is a timetable used for. So 7 Eastern receiving students, I'd like you to, for your homework, do make a short research on what a timetable is. Materials needed for this particular lesson: worksheet, A4 papers, rulers, pen or pencils that might be needed for the activities. With that, 7 Eastern receiving students, we have come to the end of our lesson. Thank you for your participation.